Alright, welcome back to Thea the Awakening, and I have made a decision about my harvesting. Or, not my harvesting. I've made a decision based on harvesting as to what I want for my next skill, or my next technology unlock. Now, I don't have any good looking resources nearby except clay. However, I've decided I'm going to unlock Wicker. This is going back to my very old tried and true strategy, which is I want to get gathering tools as quickly as possible. Now, there's nowhere for me to gather Wicker. However, as you'll note, you get +5, you get 5 units automatically of the resource added to your inventory when you unlock it. So, I'm going to take it. And it will reveal somewhere in the world where I can get Wicker. So we've taken it. Wicker is over here. Not terribly close. Now, there will be other places I can get Wicker. It only reveals one. And if there's any hidden, it would have revealed it too. Although, with this version of the game, yeah, it usually reveals... Like, these ones in gray are ones that I know they're here, but I can't gather them yet. Anyway, let's see. That doesn't mean there's not any other Wicker on the map, though, obviously. Now, we have Wicker in our inventory. Again, manage supplies, allow use of new items was checked off, so it came in with a big no-no on it. Now, soon, I'm going to want more spider silk, because with the spider silk, ooh, and we can get some here, we can actually craft up a really nice gathering implement, and I'm going to want that. Okay, so, end the turn. Turn 2, we just crafted some meat, and we got 8 units of it. Good. We only need to do 1 more unit of it, and we'll be good. Now, I want to go back to my managed supplies. I'm going to say, let's go ahead and let them eat the jerky, but not the meat, because 2 meat plus wood makes a lot of jerky. So that's going to be more efficient. Now, we're getting a little food icon saying, hey, we're low on food, and that's here in Astoya, and that's because I turned off meat. So we only have enough jerky to feed ourselves for 2 more turns, and we have enough wood to keep the fire going for 5. If fire goes out, that's very bad. Your crafting basically comes to a standstill, your gathering comes to a standstill, you don't heal. It's not good. It's not a good thing. Over here in my expedition, we still got plenty of stuff. Alright, anyway, next, let's just go straight on down here to this spider's nest. Alright, again, we're going to do sickness, get brewing. I'm going to auto-resolve. I would say I auto-resolve probably 90% of the fights, and of the remaining 10%, half of that, like 5% of those fights that I fight are only ones where I have to fight because the auto-resolve doesn't quite work, and I might get an injury just because the for whatever arbitrary reason. So 5% of the total fights is what I want to say. 5% of the total fights are ones that I need to fight for whatever reason, like to have some kind of tactical input. Otherwise, I can usually avoid fights that are bad for me. Now, what I wanted to do is check out our crafting tools. We need 4 string and 4 fiber, basically, so I could use straw. I don't have any, but I do have this wicker, which will go there. I could put string in here, and then, of course, our catalyst. No smithy. Ooh, 20% minus crafting skill. The base likelihood is always 20%, but it is reduced by 1% for each crafting skill level of the main craftsman down to a minimum of 1%. That's how likely it is to be a bad quality, which I do not want. Do not want a bad quality item. Anyway, will catalyst affect that at all? It used to. Yeah, catalyst increases the chance of crafting a good quality item, but only if we have the smithy first. Interesting. Well, we'll see about that. We'll see about that. So we've got what we need. We've got the ingredients. Ooh, look. Food. Some good food here. Yeah. Alright. I don't see any straw, though. Because straw would make a good would be a nice start as well. All right, we're fine. So we're done with that. In our village, we're gathering, manage supplies. Still haven't collected the... Oh yeah, because only one turn's gone by, obviously. So next turn we'll get some... we'll get 11 units of vegetables and 6 units of wood, and that'll be grand. Okay. And end turn.
Yes, wonderful.
Oh wow,
You
we just
made
got a
your
lot more
first
spider
batch of
silk.
prepared food. No longer are you a mere scavenger. Now you can cook. Crafted foods are more efficient than the raw stuff, so you may want to take them when you're out exploring, as they are lighter to carry.
Good advice.
So now I have a harder task for you. Build me a building in your village. Any building will do. Good luck.
Okay. Unfortunately, that's not enough granite to do anything with. That spider silk is nice. Definitely put that to use. Oh, and we got a level up. What's this? Huh? Oh, interesting. Interesting. That's new. A lot of this is new. But this game, I tell you, like, it was a finished, done game when they released it, and they just keep making it better and better and better. Like, just great game. Now, this is what happens when your experience points ticks around. So now our first level is done, and now it's going to be 10 more experience until we get to the next. You get a level up, and all of your guys get, you know, their stats increase, and which stats get increased depends a lot on who they, like, what class they are to begin with. And this is just telling me there's a bad guy over there. This is telling me that there's some people who have nothing to do. That would be her. We do not have enough wood to start on the pasture, unfortunately. I'm tempted to hold off on the gathering material. What am I gonna do? I'm tempted to hang off on it and make new... I don't want to do that. Oh no, what am I gonna do? What I could do is I could craft, in the meantime, some basic shirts. Now, the only reason to do that is crafting gives you not experience points, but research points. So crafting is very important. It's your primary means of going up in advancement in research. Now, we've gained research from fighting, but crafting is where it's at. Now, using base items like this, you're going to get 0 research. But watch what happens if I switch over to leather. Ooh, all of a sudden now it's 1. Okay, and these are its ingredients, materials, and then this is the property, so it's going to have 2 armor. If I change it to leather again, it's a leather shirt instead of, what was it? A leather shirt. Strange. It just looks different based on whether you're using cloth as the secondary material or not. Leather shirt. This one looks gimpier, but as you'll notice, the armor goes up, the dexterity value goes up, the research value does not. Now, the weight goes down if you use string, slightly. I think, and this one looks better anyway, I think what I'm going to do is, since we have string nearby, I'm going to do it this way. We can replace the string. The leather is going to take us a little longer to get. I'm going to do this. That's going to give us some basic, and it's only 50, so she'll make these really quickly. It could come out bad at 50. I think I'm going to have, what, a 14% chance of making a bad quality one. That'll be okay. We'll do it. And yes, I know. So she'll finish that in 1 turn. If we go up to 2, she'll get it done in 2. This just means we're running out of... Actually, yeah, maybe she can only make 1. Is that the case? Yes, it is. Alright, here's what we're going to do. And there's the second one. Now, the catalyst doesn't count. It's just going to get destroyed. That's very sad. If we use this, it bumps it up a little bit. But I want to save that spider silk for something else. We're just going to do this because we need to get some very basic armor. And it's very lightweight, too. So we're going to do that. So once she finishes this one, she'll just bump down here to this one. And I'm not concerned about the plus 10 not carrying over because either way it's going to take 2 turns. All right, and gathering. I want to put him at the +60 over here on the wood. Okay, so that means we're going to get that in 1 turn. Good. Good, good, good. Need the wood. I'm going to need that wood pronto. Now you guys, while you're out here, why don't we go ahead and kill these rats? That should give us some leather. Again, sickness, get brewing, auto-resolve. Oh, got some meat, good. And leather, good. Alrighty. And explore a little bit. Now there is a day-night cycle. During the day, monsters don't come looking for you, and in general, they don't try to ruin your life. At night, things are bad. And if you're playing on tough difficulty, like maybe even difficult, I might need to move my guys back into the village by nightfall, just so that all my villagers are together in case there's any hard attacks. We'll see. We'll see. The other problem is at night I can't see anywhere, so I won't even know if there's something bad coming for me or not. Okay, we just got leather armor. And, ooh, she's got a nice sword. I need to get that over. Yeah. That's one thing I forgot to do is, you saw in the last episode, my first turn, I moved my guys over to drop off equipment. The other thing, or drop off inventory. The other thing I like to do is just grab all the inventory from the village and make sure my expedition party has all the best weapons and armor, because they're the ones that are going to go out here and like attack these. Well, basically what I'm going to do next, I just go over here and get myself into trouble with these ruins, right? So we can get some treasure there. All right. Still not going to start working on the yeah, manage supplies 19. Yeah, just keep doing that. Yeah. And we're only going to eat the vegetables, and we're only going to burn wood, because both of those are replenishable resources at the moment. Now, finish this up, and then I do really want to... well, we'll see. Who's idle? Oh, she is, because she's finished making the leather shirt. Alright, you can have a leather shirt. He looks more like a medic or a sage than he does a gatherer, but that's okay. Alright, now this fight we're going to have to play out. Maybe. So, whenever you go onto a special location, it's going to give you a little green pop-up here. And search location.
You stumble across some ruins of an old city, engulfed in mist and mystery.
I don't know what these options are. I guess we're going to search.
You open one of the buildings, a strange-looking stone and metal-built affair, and you hear a clunking noise, then a blunt thud. Before you are able to do anything, you see a skeleton charging your way.
Okay, here we're going to have a fight. And this is one I'm not going to auto-resolve, because skeletons have very swingy stats. You can get some really weird stat skeletons, and they can end up injuring you if you auto-resolve, even though I should have this fight in the bag. And then, as a result of that, you might lose a character, and that's not acceptable. Okay. Wow, look at that. That's going to be tough. Okay, so things are getting real. Now, all my best fighters are over here in my tactics, which is not good news. I do not have a means of knocking out this skeleton right away. I'm going to have to use some tactics cards. First thing I'm going to do, because I only get to play one card here, this is also important to pay attention to. I only get to play one card. So what I'm going to do... boy, this is tough. I'm going to confuse it. I'm going to use it. I'm going to confuse it using this guy's action. Now, I was talking earlier about how I don't want to give a stat a 1 as opposed to improving a stat elsewhere. You'll notice she has first action 1, which is based on stealth. Unfortunately, the 1 means she can only use this ability on a character whose level is equal or lower than the first action level. None of my guys are level 1. So obviously it would be foolish to give her first action 1 and have somebody else be first action 2 if I have items for that. It would be better to make one person first action 3 so I can actually use it on my level 3 guys than to have it split that way. So that's the important thing to keep in mind. Alright, so anyway, back to what we're doing. I'm going to confuse. Confuse is based on tactics in combat, and what it does is means he doesn't go the first fight phase. Hoping that's going to work out. Let's see. Okay. It's not great. Okay, so since this guy was brought out from the tactics, which to get closer you just need to have a combat skill, he starts confused. Here's where things are going to get bad. Okay. He has blunt damage. This means that after hitting the first target, any target after that is going to be hit with the remainder. Since this is an 11, if he attacks this guy for 5 damage, he'll have 6 left over. If he attacks this guy with the remaining damage, he'll be able to kill both of these. The problem is, I don't know which direction he's going to attack. Is he going to attack left to right? Which direction? I have no idea. It's random, so my decision is kind of... I don't like this part of the game. This is the turd in the punch bowl. I would like it much better if I knew that he was going to attack one way or the other, right? And the reason I make such a big deal out of this is because this, for me, when I started playing the game, is not clear. Maybe if they've upgraded the tutorial, it will be. But when I first started playing the game, because of the way it worked and because the actions start, left to right, usually it looked to me like, well, okay, that means you always attack down the line. And to me, that made sense. And then if there's nobody down the line to attack, then you start attacking from right to left. So, like, for example, if this rat wasn't here and this was these 4 cards for my entire combat, he'd be like, well, there's nobody to my right, so I'll just attack this guy. And to me, that made a lot of sense. And for the longest time, I thought that's what was happening. But then other things would happen, and he'd actually attack to the left, and I'd be like, oh, wait, what happened that time? And I'd be like, oh, is it because he's attacking the nearest available card? So like, say this rat here was gone, and I had an ally here instead, and that ally, and so this guy, instead of attacking, maybe a rat that was here, attack this rat, I'd be like, oh, it's because there's an ally card here, so he's going to attack the nearest monster. And nope, that wasn't it either. It's pure random. So good luck. You can make the finest of all your plans, and they can still go just completely bad. So that's the thing. This guy, if he attacks left with both of his attacks, he can clear out 2 enemies. If he attacks this way, he can clear out this one, but then he's only going to have 4 damage left, and that's not going to be enough to take care of this guy before this guy can attack back. So who knows if this is going to work. Probably it's going to go terribly wrong. Let's see. What I will tell you, though, is this guy, I'm just going to buff his shielding. That's what that does. Now what shielding does, you'll see these 2 numbers. 18 is damage that basically, well, it's shielding. So any damage from this, each round you play this guy, he's going to have it, and it doesn't count against his, like, permanent defense hit points. But once this 19 here starts getting chipped away, that means his armor is going, and then eventually his hit points. So basically this number is calculated from your health plus your armor's armor rating. So once the armor rating gets down and it starts digging into your health, then you're going to get wounds, and you end the turn with wounds. There's a chance that you're going to die. Usually it has to be like 50% or more, something like that, for it to start to take effect. But I'm not 100% clear on that. That's where that bloodbath, I think, starts coming into play as being a little bit kind of nasty. All right, so here we are. Yeah, again, I'm just going to go with the shield ally. Try to keep this guy alive for as many, because boy, this guy's going to do some. This guy's going to hit for a decent amount of damage. Okay. And these guys, since they're at the end of the line, I know exactly which direction they're going to attack. So, yeah. Let's see what happens. Skeleton doesn't get to do anything. First attack, 3 damage. Good. Awesome. That is exactly the direction I wanted him to attack. We're going to be fine. Okay, and the skeleton with this damage here, that green, is poison damage. That basically means the skeleton does 13 damage, But if his target has lost shielding and is starting to take, like, if the total here, like, if this guy had less than, what am I trying to say? If this guy didn't have full life, like if he had 18 or less points left on his life / armor, then poison damage counts as double. So instead of doing, what was it, 13, that skeleton would have done 15, right? Because 2 times 2 is 4. All right, this time we get to go first. So we're just going to go, and you can see here our hand got shuffled, so we got new characters to play with. He goes out. So again, that's going to be enough, actually. Now the skeleton has 21 out of 24. That means he's going to do 18 points of damage. Let's just test it and you'll see. 11 plus 2. He'll be okay. He'll take 1 hit point of damage, but he'll be fine. For the sake of demonstration, here we go. So again, he's going to do 18. Oh, but there was the shielding, so. Replay that and just to double check. I'll have to double check too. Just if you have to rewind to double check whether that damage was 18 or not.
And discover a supplies store still intact.
It may be that, I'm sure it did, but I'll bet you a beer it did anyway. But just go back to confirm. Now, as you can see, he took 1 wound point, but 1 wound point, this guy's going to be fine. He's not going to die, but he will have to heal, and this takes a little bit of time to heal. All right, we got some weapons, we got some good stuff. All right, there we go. Phew, that took a long time to explain. Next, I do believe... Yeah, I really want to... Well, let's get equipped. What? Oh, I already did it. I really need the, what's it called? Leather. To continue working on those. I really want to get the smithy up and running. Let's do a cooked meal. Just one. We'll make it out of meat and vegetables this time, and we'll get bigos. Okay. Do that 1 turn. I'm going to have you guys hop right back down here. You're not going to be able to make it all the way, but that's okay. Actually, if you're not going to make it all the way, let's explore just a little bit more. Aha, here's a wandering monster. Now, rough terrain takes 2 to move through, whereas this takes 1. That's why starting in snow is such a just abysmally bad thing. Anyway, we're going to move there. 1, maybe 2, 3, 4. Still not going to be enough. Well, that's okay. We might just attack these guys and then move down in the next turn. Let's see what happens, but we're going to see what happens in the next episode. Well, okay, I feel a little bad. Let's do it next. You can see it's starting to get dark now. We're on turn 6. These will be going faster, I hope, so yeah. It's going to take us 3. It's going to take us 2 if we attack that guy, though. I'm going to say let's do it then. Let's attack for 2, 3, 4, 5. That's all of our movement points. And then we'll be able to go 1, 2, 3, 4 and go back home. And that'll be good. Okay, so first... tactics. Now this is a new one. And it's based on... Our offense is based on intelligence and defense. And we get all these other special things. I'm just going to auto-resolve it. Hey, we win. We get some monster bones and we got a shield. Oh, that reminds me. Really quickly. How about we equip some stuff? That's 104, huh? 60 versus 65. Ooh, this is good quality? That's why it's so light. Yeah. Ooh, nice. How do these compare? Okay, these are identical. Yep. Pretty much identical. How does this compare? 3.5 versus 3. Wow, that's nice. That's really, actually, really nice. 9-5 is great. 60 versus 65. Okay, you can have the sword. Okay. I'm going to prioritize him with the round shield. Now, he unfortunately isn't going to be able to carry that. It's just too heavy. What if I take that off? Still too heavy. Yep. Okay, you get to keep perception, even though you can't really do anything with it. And we'll just be carrying around a club. Okay. Next, let's go in here. Ooh, furs are over here. Or, I should say leather. Oh, meat. Oh, cool. Oh, and here's some more clay, and here's some... Scaled leather is great, unless they've nerfed it. If they've nerfed it, never mind, but it's great. Okay. Anyway, let's go ahead and do our attack.
Across some ruins of an old city, engulfed in mist and mystery.
Yep, search.
One of many buildings you tirelessly searched through contains a closed stash. It takes you almost an hour to open it, but luckily, it's not empty.
Oh, awesome. So we didn't even have to do a fight. And we got experience and research. And what is that weapon like? Yeah, Doctor's Medicus. It's a pretty nice weapon. But you need to have somebody with armor, in my experience. Otherwise, he becomes hard to place. All right, back to Stoya. We have a person in need of work. You. And I'm going to say let's take one more turn and cook. I'm just... I know I took this right away, but if I can just get... If I can just get that smithy... Oh, dude. Oh, but we're not going to have enough... Yeah, we will. If I can just get that smithy, that'll be great. We'll see what happens. Alright. And that's the plan. We're going to move back in here, drop off some supplies, have my crafter keep crafting, get that experience point back up. How are we doing over here? You know what? Here's the next thing to show. I want to boost my production of wood, because I need this wood to be able to make that smithy. Or to even just make the pasture. I need 25 wood, I only have 15. Right? I'll have enough vegetables eventually. But, ew, man, I just need so much right now. What I want to do, though... Actually, we need both. Huh. Alrighty, right. Okay, we're going to stop eating the vegetables. We're going to start eating the jerky. That's fine. Okay. Now, you'll notice over here, we get a food bonus. This is why you want to have a variety of food. Well, first of all, if you're starving, that's going to be bad. But the more food you have available, the more varieties, up to 10, the more of these nice bonuses you get. Up to having, like, 5 is a nice sweet spot, because that gives you extra movement. 10 is another nice sweet spot, because that gives you another extra movement, as is 9. Having the faster healing, ooh, that can save your life, believe me. But anyway, we're going to eat our processed foods, and that's going to give us just a little extra health. Not that that's necessary, it's just I want to eat from both of these stacks so that they both last longer. Okay, so it's been a bit of a long episode yet again. We're going to end the episode here, and next one I'll just continue with the plan. Thanks for watching, and I'll talk to you then. Bye-bye.